Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This video is, I would say, a wake-up call for the Russian nation. And I'm not kidding. I'm just going to read a little Weasel article, and that article will reveal what the free world has in store for you. And believe me, you will be fucked up. That's the word. Okay, let's see. This article comes from Ukrinform. That's an Ukrainian media outlet. This is the title. It's from today, the 28th of November 2022. European Commissioner for Justice says that 349 billion euros. So 350 billion euros. That's about the same dollars, okay? So 350 billion dollars needed for Ukraine's reconstruction. All right? Who do you think they're going to ask the money from? It says here, all Russians involved in war crimes and crimes against humanity must be brought to Ukrainian and international justice. Who do you think those will be? It says here, the relevant statement was made by European Commissioner Didier Reynders during the annual Kiev Investment Forum in Brussels. An Ukrinform correspondent reports. Reynders, the guy, mentioned that based on the preliminary, this is just a preliminary, that means it's more than that, preliminary assessment conducted by the World Bank in cooperation with Ukraine and the EU, the damage caused by Russian attacks on Ukraine had reached USD, so $97 billion. 97 billion. At least 350 billion euros more should be spent on Ukraine's reconstruction and recovery. According to Reynders, slightly less than 500 billion euros is needed, which is about $500 billion, billion, is needed now. And this amount grows every day and every hour as Russian attacks on Ukraine's capital city of Kiev and other settlements continue. All right, so my Russian co-humans, who do you think will pay for that? Who do you think? It's going to be the Ukrainians, but if you guys lose, you're going to pay for all that and extra. So, what would you do? Believe me, they're serious about that. And it's going to be you. And it's going to be you. And it's going to be your children. It's going to be your grandchildren. It's going to be your nation. So, think about it. Now, let me give you a little story. Maybe that would enlighten you a little bit. If your heart doesn't push you in certain directions, maybe your brain will be able. It was a guy. His name is, or was, he died in 2003. I'm old now, 1993 with 2003 seem to intertwine. So 2003, he died of cancer, unfortunately, in 1 month. So this guy is, I can give you the whole name, but if you really want to find out, you're going to figure him out. Or you're going to figure out who I'm talking about. This guy's name is William. That's his first name, and he was a doctor, not a medical doctor, a doctor. Okay, it's enough. Dr. William. And he said that one of his mother's, in one of his speeches, one of his mother's ancestor fought, he was an officer who led the Confederate Army in one of the battles in the the Civil War, U.S. Civil War. And this guy was the commander of a certain army fighting the North, Yankees, whatever you want to call them. All right, the Northerners. and the Union. And they were fighting these guys, and they lost. And they lost, and this guy, lost, and the whole thing lost. The South obviously lost, the North won. And this guy, William, he said that maybe if I would take my ancestor from my mom's side, my maternal great something, I will dig him out and bring him back to life, like you do with Biden. They do this every day for 15 minutes, and then they let him go back to sleep. If you would take this guy and bring him nowadays and make him look at the society that is right now, and you know exactly what I mean, how things are changed because those guys won and they couldn't, be separate. He said, maybe this ancestor of mine would work hard, would fight harder when he fought then, because his heart would be like this. So maybe you Russians, if you hear about the $500 billion that is going to be the beginning, plus your country will be shackled, your guys over there will be all hanged, I guarantee you that, if they don't pull an Adolf thing. They will be Mussolini style, taken care of in the Red Square, okay? Look on those pictures are still available online to see how Mussolini and his mistress looked hanging down in Piazza di Milano. And that when Hitler heard that, he said, that's not going to happen to me. No. So anyway, this is what's going to be probably next for you. And if you don't believe me and you want to look at the way justice was dispensed by these guys, by the free world, in other historical events, I can direct you to, for instance, to the Nuremberg trials, and that's a good example over there. And I can direct you, you can read that, another guy that I can't really give you certain names. It's a clear, very nice book. It's like this thick, so it's going to take you maybe a while, but it's going to be a good start. Let's put it this way. His name is David, the first name. He's a British historian. He's like 90 right now, and he was kind of like pushed to the side because he made some comments that he was not supposed to. Let's put it, he was politically incorrect towards some people. Anyway, so that's another thing that you can do. You were going to find out how Nuremberg trials were executed and they conducted. The defense, I'm talking, and not only the defense, but how the prosecutors, and you might want to find the names of the prosecutors, some of them. I'm going to give you a clue. One of them was born in Romania and is still alive. He's about, 103. He was born in Romania. He was one of the young prosecutors from the United States of America. Just check his bio. You will not be surprised. I give you another clue. When at Versailles, after the First World War, the American delegation showed up over there with, what's his name? I was about to say Winston Churchill, with the other weasel, who, poor guy, whatever. So when Woodrow Wilson, when they showed up, the French and say, are these Americans? And some people who were more clear about that, they named the guys and said, who are those guys? Oh my God, what's this delegation doing here? Well, look who those guys are. That's going to help you understand certain things. Remember, that was in the First World War. And if you want to go deeper, you can look at how the Federal Reserve Bank was voted, in 2013 on Christmas evening? Yeah, on the Jackal Island. Go and get that information. How they spoke about, how can we do it? How can we make the bank? How can you make the bank? And Jackal Island in New York or New Jersey? I think New Jersey is a jackal. That kind, yeah. Look into that one. I mean, I can direct you. That's why, that's the reason why my favorite American president, can you guess who that is? I mentioned him one time in one of my videos. Can you guess who that is? I give you a clue. He liked duels. Oh, pow, 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 pow. He liked that one. Well, he's on the US $20 bill. That these guys want to take him out and put whatever her name is, Tubman, Loretta, Faqueta, Buleta. Anyway, yes, Mr. Andrew Jackson, just as an extra. So yes, my Russian co-humans, because I can't call you anything else because people will say, oh, see, co-humans, maybe you would be fighting harder if you would know certain patterns and what's next for you. Remember, a lot of your wealth, or a lot of the country's wealth, is frozen assets. Billions, tens of billions of dollars. And they are thinking, this guy, the good guys, they're thinking to take that and start paying, but that's just, it's not $500 billion dollars. It's not 500, so you don't have it. The rest, plus the extra, this is just a preliminary. When they're going to get to the final and you guess what's going to happen. Again, if you look into history, you're going to learn. They come with this, oh, this is the amount, the preliminary. Then they're going to say, this is the final. But it's not going to be the final, because they will find more and more and more. And they're going to charge you, your children, your grandchildren. Your nation will be enslaved. So maybe you want to, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. Go and read.